I hope you are able to hear. So, before I begin, I'd like to remind you that we had sent you a mail regarding attendance. It was in Google form. So, we just want to check how many talks you have listened to, either in live or recorded. Okay. If you have not responded, kindly respond. We just want to see how many of you are listening to these talks regularly. Okay. And maybe in future, when we have to give you degree, we'll just have a look at it, whether or not you have listened to at least some of the talks. So let us start. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. I don't think you will have any question based on what we have discussed till now. I don't think so, because I try to be absolutely clear. So I can see one of my very well-known persons, Kaushiki. Kaushiki, any question?
No, Maharaj.
Oh, that's clear. She's a young lady. I know her since she was, how many? 8 or 9 years old. So we have given you a thorough picture of what Hindu Dharma is and what the Vedas are. I'll also request you to go through two very important books. First, The Hindu Way. Secondly, Ved Vihangam. Ved Vihangam, you should keep permanently in your house. Permanently. You don't have to read the whole thing, because you will not be able to understand everything that's there. But once in a while, you should take that book out from the shelf and just open anywhere and read. Because ultimately, Ved is everything in Hindu religion. And whatever sacred books we have today, they are either directly, not much directly, but indirectly. Indirectly in the sense that they are based on the Vedas. So, and Ved Vihangam has been written in such a way that it covers practically every aspect of Hindu spiritual core. There is nothing controversial in it and nothing confusing about it. Now, it's not possible for us to cover even the whole of Ved Vihangam, forget about the Ved. But we will give you some picture about what these four Vedas are about. You have noted how we chant Om Sahana Bhavatu before every class. The four Vedas have different prayers. They are known as Shanti mantras. If you go through Ved Vihangam, there you will find all these Shanti mantras that are used by different Vedas and different sects. And they are marvelous. They're just wonderful. In case those of you who are staying abroad, if you are not in a position to purchase that book, because purchasing from outside might be difficult. Surprisingly, the book has been published by Pan Macmillan, and the CEO of Pan Macmillan also joins our talks, although a bit later. It's a very nice gentleman. So, in case you are not able to purchase a copy for whatever reason, just send a mail on our ISH archive inquiry. I'll try to send you the pages that are with me. They're taken from Ved Vihangam only. Or rather, Ved Vihangam is based on those papers. We will just give you, we will discuss a few mantras here that make the ideas clear. First of them is, these are known as universal prayers. Universal prayer means anybody can do it. And three, four mantras that we will be taking up today, it has nothing to do with Hindu religion. Anyone can do it. A Christian can do it. A Muslim can do it. A Parsi can do it. Anyone. Ah, the books are available on Amazon. Yes, but those who are staying abroad, for them, it might be slightly difficult, Mr. Pradhan. Thank you very much for informing. Ved Vihangam is available on Amazon. I don't know about those staying abroad. The first one is about praying, praying to sun god, Savita. And instead of Savita, you can have your own Easter. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference. That means those of you who are devotees of Shiva can just imagine praying this to Lord Shiva or to Lord Krishna or to Lord Jesus. It's about noble thoughts coming to you from all sides. It's a very powerful mantra, very, very, very powerful mantra. Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. May noble thoughts come to me from all sides. Actually, Vishwataha, although those of you who are from India, Vishwa means the world, but Vishwata actually means from all directions. This is a very interesting mantra in the sense that those of you who have some interest in mind, brain, consciousness, you must be thinking that thoughts are product of brain activities. We have one, this Ramakrishna Mission, our organization has a beautiful magazine, Prabuddha Bharat, in English. Many people subscribe to it, and it's also available online. In the current issue, that is April 2025, my article on empires of the mind, the first part has been published. Second part will probably come in the next month. I don't know if they will publish it in 3 parts or 2 parts. There, a lot of things have been discussed regarding the mind. If you have access to that magazine, maybe physical copy or online, you can read in that. Or else if you send me a mail, I'll try to send you a copy of that. Although that will not be proper. What exactly is the mind? We don't know. In fact, we have discussed that. And if you are interested more in knowing about mind, you can listen to our Raj Yoga talks in English. There are certain things which you cannot define, which you cannot know, but you know by its effect. Like wind. No one can define what exactly wind is. No one has seen wind, but what we know about wind is through its effect. Mind is something like that. We cannot define what is mind. But we know mind through its effect. And that's the only definition that we can give. And somehow it's related to the brain. The way, say, motion of our hand is related to the physical hand, walking is related to our legs, like that. Mind is related to the brain. And mind is an activity. Mind can never stay silent, never. According to the Indian tradition, mind itself is made up of finest of the particles. Those of you who are truly interested in it, I request you to listen to Raj Yoga talk, first, second. I think within these 2 talks, I have made it amply clear what exactly the mind is, how it's related to the brain. Mind can exist without brain activity. Brain activity is just add on. That means when a person passes away, is dead, his mind continues to be. And when he is reborn, the mind continues to go with that, minus the memory. Memory is dropped. I mean, sometimes a bit of memory may remain, but in general, memory gets dropped away. Now, if thoughts were a product of brain activities, then a lot of things couldn't be explained. Many authors from the West, they're curious about simultaneous, it's known as simultaneous discovery. It's a very interesting thing. Like, you will see that sometimes in an orchard, there are fruits ready to get ripe, that means change its color, but it doesn't. And one fine day, something happens. One fruit changes its color, one, and a huge number of fruits overnight become ripe. No one knows why it happens. Actually, you may say that it has something to do with climate, this, that. No, 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 it's not. It just happens. In fact, there is a very famous saying in Hindi, खरबूजे को देख खरबूजा रंग बदलता है. The color of one affects the other. And that's why when we are in company of good people, our thoughts tend to be noble. When we are not in the company of such good persons, our thoughts tend to get dirty. Similarly, animals also, uh, one animal thinks something, others also catch the idea. There is no clear explanation to all this. Now, once I was talking to some scientist. He stays in America and he was here. I was talking to him about it, and he said, "It's a beautiful thing. I didn't know of this. That he used to tell, or rather, he still continues to tell his PhD students, if you are working on a theory, know that 3, 4 people in this world are already working on that theory. If no one else is working on that theory, then know that this theory is not worthy of working upon. It's not worth it. So ultimately, it's a competition who reaches first. The idea is, it's not you who produces the ideas, it's you who catches the ideas. You may find it very surprising and shocking, but it's a fact. And that's why you will see that if you read the history of the world, you will see whenever times time comes for a particular thought to express itself, it expresses through so many minds in different lands who don't even know each other. It's a fact. Anyway, I just gave you some background from the science. But we believe that if you are in the company of good people, you will get some noble ideas. Swami Vivekananda has said at one place that a sage who is sitting all alone in some cave and meditating, he is doing a great service to the society because he's letting out good waves, good thoughts. That's the greatest service that one can do. In fact, I'll suggest to you people that you should sit down every day for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and think of noble things for the world. Pray for the welfare of the world. Pray for world peace. No, nothing showy about it. It's your inner feelings. If thousands pray like that, it may have a tangible effect, no doubt about it. Now, these thoughts have a very strange property that they somehow tend to reach the minds who are fit for it. Kalidas, he was a great poet, he says, a lustful person finds lust everywhere. Seen otherwise, other way around, lust, lust finds a way to reach the lustful. But persons like me, you, we are ordinary people. We have all kinds of thoughts, good thoughts, not so good thoughts, spiritual thoughts. We want to be noble, we want to be good. And we don't know what to do about it. And hence this prayer. And it's a very, very, very powerful mantra. When I have these classes we have one course here, Masters in Yoga. So I teach them to, and I force them to memorize this mantra and say every morning you should recite this mantra. Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwata. Bhadra means noble. And Kratavo is Kratu. It's from Kratu. Those of you might have read my novel Kratu. It is based on this word Kratu. Kratu means noble acts. It can be noble thoughts too. It's an act of pouring oblations in yajna. Kratu. It's a beautiful word in the Veda, which is not very popular these days. Noble thoughts. May noble thoughts come to me. When you keep thinking like that, may noble thoughts come to me, may noble thoughts come to me, time you will see that your mind is becoming extremely noble. Now, these things cannot take place in a few months or a few years. The practice has to continue over the births. Ultimately, you become a saint. Now, those of you who perform sadhana, who are into meditation and all, there also you are doing the same thing. You are focusing on something noble. But before you start focusing on that something noble, that is your Easter, it's always advisable to pray like this. Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. You say, I've sent the paper is with you, and in that paper, Sanskrit is given, transliteration is given, word breakup is given, and the meaning, etc., including the explanation is given. So, there in that paper, you will see that the good has been discussed from various aspects. But we know what is good for me. So, if a scientist wants that he should he should get those scientific ideas, he should also pray just like that. If he readies his mind, you see what happens that I was once talking to a mathematician. He said that we intuitively get the ideas and then we create the arguments backward just to see that it's correct. Your mind is something like, you can say, an airfield or runway. If your runway is cluttered with small planes and toy planes, etc., the larger planes cannot land there. You need to clear your runway. Once you clear your runway, those big jets will start landing. You will say, what's the proof that big jets will start landing? What I told you was by way of example. The ideas are everywhere, all kinds of ideas. Ideas related to God, ideas related to Advaita, ideas related to Bhakti, that is Dvaita, and ideas related to ordinary worship, ideas related to science, ideas related to art, every kind of ideas always there, surrounding us. It's something like, cell phone. Our brain is something like a cell phone. It's a crude example. Nevertheless, it clears the topic. When you have a cell phone with you, The waves, that telephone waves from different service provider is always there. Your phone catches the signals meant for it. Your brain catches the signals meant for you. If you prepare yourself well, if you prepare yourself well, the ideas which you want to hold on to will come to you. Actually, that's how most great scientific discoveries work. In the similar vein, we have another one from the Rig Veda. First one was from Rig Veda, first book. There are 10 books we had mentioned. From the fifth book, we have Vishwani Dev Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva. It's just an extension of the previous mantra, but not related, mind it, because these are from two different books given by two different sages. It says that same, this is also to Savita. Savita is sun god. Sun god, so actually, it has been equated with the sun god, but Savita used to be a different god and had the qualities and characteristics nearly of the sun. It is said that Savita gives us knowledge, Savita destroys our sin, and Savita gives us enlightenment, as we shall see in Gayatri Mantra. Says Savita, oh dear God, send all evil far away, whatever evil be inside me, send far away, and bring to us what is good. Those of you who are interested in meditation, true meditation, I mean, not this pop meditation that is popular. In deep meditation, for them, this prayer is extremely vital. Just one very simple word about meditation I would like to mention because you people have been listening diligently to my talks. When you sit for meditation, and here I am assuming that you have taken mantra from a guru who got it from his guru. So there is a tradition of that mantra, sampradaya. Your guru must have told you how to meditate. Follow that. In between, and in the beginning or in the middle, sit quietly with folded legs or in a chair. Your spine must be straight. That's the primary condition and the only condition. If your spine is straight, not if your spine is not straight, if you are slouching or even slightest of bend is there, your meditation can never be good. Never. Just not possible. The one important thing in meditation is straight spine. Breathe. Close your eyes, breathe. Keep a count. 5, 10, 15, 20. Now, when I was young, I used to breathe in very slowly, counting up to 20, something like that. But nowadays, I don't. And lungs are also getting weak. So maybe let's say 10, breathe in slowly and feel that all the noble thoughts of the world are entering you, making you pure. And whatever selfishness you might have, selfishness is actually bad. All the evil thoughts are based, rooted in selfishness. There can never, never be any evil thought, evil act, if it is not rooted in selfishness. That selfishness may be rooted entirely in yourself or for your society, for your religion, etc. Ultimately, it's selfishness. I will live, you die. And say, oh, may all my evil go away. Do it 5 times, and you must. You will suddenly feel that a rush of peace inside you. Just do it 5, 7 times. That means 5 times in, 5 times out. Do you have any kind of problem, personal problem? Some kind of weakness, some kind of agitation, the feeling of being left out, the feeling of incompleteness, feeling of unhappiness. Try it. Let's say unhappiness. Sit quietly and chant this mantra mentally, once inside, once outside. Vishwani Dev, Savitar Duritani. Nahi? Huh? Vishwani Dev, Savitar Duritani, Parasuva. Yad Bhadram, Tanna Asuva. First part throughout, second part inhale. And if you think that you don't have any evil tendencies, just say Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva. Simply being noble doesn't work. You need more power. To generate more power, first mantra and the second part of the second mantra. It's these are not only given by the sages, these have been practiced for thousands of years. And if you trust me, I'm not sure how many of you trust me and how much. I have personally practiced these things. I know how powerful these are. You may say that, well, ultimately these are ideas. No, 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 these are not ideas. These are the spiritual truths on which God created this universe. These are the fundamental spiritual truths. The way science runs on certain scientific truths, just like that. Higher level of existence runs on certain spiritual truths. This is one of them. The whole of Ved is just like that. And once you feel that you're okay, you don't have many problems, you don't have many wants, you don't have sense of incompleteness, you don't have sense of sorrow, etc. You have to make sure that you stay that way. And this mantra, that means the next mantra, comes from Yajurved. So I have made a very good collection of these mantras. It's a very famous mantra. Mano me tarpayata, vachang me tarpayata, pranang me tarpayata, chakchur me tarpayata. Tarpayata means tarpan is content. When I think of myself, or when you think of yourself, we think of ourselves as body, mind, ego complex. It's a combination of all these. And body means senses is there, mind is there. Ego means the sense of I-ness. You need to be in a state of contentedness. Be content. Body is nothing. Senses are nothing. Mind is everything. And mind can be trained very well. And if your mind is trained well, you know, once I chanced to visit Indian Military Academy at Dehradun. Our Brigadier Mr. Devasis Das, he's a pass out. He has to be pass out from Indian Military Academy. Every military officer is a product of that place. Now, I was taken to most of the areas where training is imparted. And they were narrating me the stories of the training. It's amazing. And I was shown how these young people, and they are known as gentlemen cadet, whatever kind of background, once they are selected by the board, they are trained to run. They are trained to run 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers. And then with 20 kilogram, 20 kg of weight, Brigadier Das will be able to say much more. He has been a commando. And body doesn't even take a note after some days. I remember I very specifically asked this question. This was way back in 97, 98. I asked, Then body feel the pain. And one cadet had told me, instructor always says, everything is in the mind. Exactly like this he had shown. Everything is in the mind. It was such a big lesson for me too. I was a young monk. Everything is in the mind. You crave for something, it's in your mind. You feel weakness, it's in your mind. You say you can't live without him, her, it's in your mind. Everything is in the mind. Train your mind not to look at that. Train your mind to stay away from that, and your mind will obey. In Kathopanishad, which is a very famous Upanishad, said that the mind is like horses that are pulling the chariot. Keep the horses trained, they will never leave their tracks. They never leave the road. And if you don't keep them trained, they will drag you anywhere. There will be a major accident. So it says, apart from praying for noble thoughts to be there, apart from getting your mind soaked with noble ideas, you should have mano me tarpayata. That is, content be my mind. And just to make sure that this doesn't become too vague, this doesn't become too impersonal, because those who worship impersonal God. I was once talking to one young lady means she must be around 30 or so. She said, oh, I don't believe in personal God, I believe in impersonal God. My God, with such big words, personal God, impersonal God, in fact, things, God. So the sage says, Vachang me tarpayata. Not only your mind, your speech too should be content. That means should hurt anyone with your speech. Sometimes people have uncontrolled speech. When I was young, my speech was never refined. I had this problem, but I never meant any harm, but people used to get hurt. Now with age, slowly I'm trying to polish it. Pranang me tarpayata. Prana are the vital forces that work within us. So when we are breathing, we take in we think that we are taking in air. No, air is just like a cart, it's like a carriage which is carrying prana, the energy. There is a universal energy that permeates throughout the universe, and for us to survive we need air. Through breathing, that process is done. Yogis have different means to maintain their body, but all of us, that means the common masses, they draw their vital energies, that means to sustain the body and to work, they need prana, which comes through the air. This prana again acts variously. For example, when you take food, food has to be digested. It requires a particular kind of energy. When your soul leaves your body, Jivatma leaves your body, it requires a particular kind of energy. So they say that there are five different kinds of prana. Prana, Pana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. But that's not our topic here. The thing is, the energies that are working within me should be content. They say nowadays, the latest fad, pranic healing. But it may be a fad, but the fact remains that they say that when you catch some kind of infection or something goes wrong, prana is actually in disbalance. And say, for example, some insect bites you. So, some kind of poison has entered. To counter it, the body will draw prana from other parts and send there to counter it. So, prana is now in disbalance. In this particular case, some external agent has affected you. However, there might be internal disturbances that keep prana always in disarray. So it says, pranang me tarpayata and chakshur me tarpayata. My senses may remain content. The word is chakshu, eyes, and the intake from all our senses, if you take it as 100%, 80% is taken by the eyes. Eyes, eyes are very powerful and big guzzler of brain power. Very often they say that food, sex, etc., they are the great enemies of human beings. I personally believe eyes are the most powerful because eyes can be very dangerous. They give us a very wonderful picture of the world. We can know so many things through our eyes. But ultimate distraction comes only from the eyes. So it says, Chakshur me tarpayata. This is from Yajurved and a very powerful mantra. If you feel that you have internal disturbance, if you feel that very often you are staying disturbed, you should chant this mantra. Chanting means maybe 10 times. 10 times is enough. Pray and you'll feel, and whenever you pray, I'll suggest that chant this mantra while inhaling, chant this mantra while exhaling. I think 10 to 15 days are enough to give you a positive impact. You yourself will feel that something is changing within you within 10, 15 days. The problem is we people are we people are not consistent and not sincere about our practices. So meditation is not a big thing. Being spiritual is not a big thing. The only problem is that we don't stay sincere. We are not diligent. We are not regular. Here, I'll give you a break and say, if you want to make any comments, if you have any questions, please ask. Make sure not to ask irrelevant questions because right now I'm totally into the topic. Slightest of disturbance can make me slightly angry. So if you have, this is my problem because I'm focused, very focused. If you truly have any question, very sincere question, please ask. If not, let me continue with the next mantra. Okay, welcome. Raise your hand and ask. Basically, we discuss three mantras. We will be discussing a little more. I mean, in the next few talks, we will be discussing some mantras and some hymns. Hymns means sukta, prayers from the Ved. Okay, you can write something on chat. Uh, is everything clear? Just you can chat if you want. Don't have to speak because many of you might be in a contemplative mood listening to this talk. Speaking, speaking breaks that contemplative mind. Okay, so let me continue and Nina Mukherjee, thank you so much. Okay, let's come now to Gayatri Mantra. Initially, I thought of explaining Shiva Mantra and Vishnu Mantra also, but I thought that you can read those mantras from Ved Vihangam. We have only 40 talks. I think 10 are already over, so we don't have many classes with us. Gayatri Mantra, the most famous mantra of the Hindus. The mantra says Om. Om is very important. Bhur Bhuva Swaha. And then Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat Om. The mantra begins with Om, ends with Om. Now, let me tell you two very interesting episodes about this mantra. It's directly related to my life. As a young boy, as per Hindu traditions, I was initiated into the Gayatri mantra. I was around 11 years old, and I distinctly remember, distinctly, that my Acharya, that means who gave me mantra, I was from a village. So in that village, the Brahmin priest who gave me this mantra very clearly said, Om has to be chanted in the beginning and in the end to protect the mantra, to make it powerful. And he explained the meaning, which I didn't remember, but I understood that it's and very private, it shouldn't be chanted, etc. And it was those with those ideas that I had grown, but later on I found that no, it's quite common, nothing wrong in pronouncing it, but I cannot give that mantra. This thing that Om must be added in the beginning and at the end, every teacher will tell you. I mean, if they remember what their teacher had told. Much later, when I joined as a monk of the Ramakrishna Mission, in Ramakrishna Mission, if you want to be a monk, it runs in three phases. First phase is when you join, stay in some center for 3 years. Then you come to Belur Mutt, our headquarters. Here you have to stay for 2 years in intense life of studying and tapasya, jap, dhyan, etc. After that, everyone, irrespective of what religion, what caste he is from, is given sacred thread and Gayatri mantra. Technically, they are all made Brahmins. And President Maharaj of that time, he gave me Gayatri mantra afresh. President is a monk, very senior monk. He was around 1995 years old. Surprisingly, he told me exactly what the spiritual teacher of my village had taught me. That itself was rattling to me. How universal. Okay. After 4 years, there's a second phase. Third phase is in that state you stay for 4 years and then you have sannyas. That means this gerua cloth, call it any color. We call it ochre or gerua. It takes 9 years, 9 full years, plus some months it may be, depending on when you joined. So if you see any Ramakrishna Mission monk in Gerua, know that he has struggled for 9 full years before he got it. The rule for sannyas, when you take the Gerua, is you give up all the Vedic rituals, which includes giving up sacred thread, tapt, shikha, and Gayatri mantra. It's a very painful thing, I assure you. There is joy of getting sannyas, but the idea of giving up your yagyopavit, sacred thread, and your shikha, which defines a Hindu, it's very painful. We don't carry any tuft. I had my sannyas, and I asked my sannyas guru. It was stupid of me, but anyway, very enlightening. So I told him that now I don't have to chant, recite Gayatri mantra. President was Srimad Swami Bhuteshanji Maharaj, a great, great soul, great monk. And he became very stern. I have written this episode in Ved Vyangam. He became very stern. He said, "Have you got Siddhi? And means, have you realized this mantra?" That was a big shock for me. Very big shock. Or you can say moment of revelation. These are not mere mantras. These need to be realized. And sannyas means moving away from the rituals. However, the spiritual truths that are the basis of those rituals cannot be given up. I still do Gayatri Mantra. And, monks, sannyasis of other orders, sometimes I have discussed this with them. They feel surprised. How come you being a monk, you are doing Gayatri Mantra? Now, why this objection? And why my guru asked me, have you realized this mantra? It's embedded in this very mantra. It's fascinating, fascinating. So, Mr. Devasis Babu, I'm sure I'm opening absolutely new dimension in your spiritual understanding. Am I correct?
Absolutely. It's getting goosepimples, ma'am, Maharaj.
Yes. Yes. This Gayatri mantra, these are not just mantras. You will literally realize this to be the truth. Similarly, this mantra comes in the third book of Rig Veda. Now, I had my brahmacharya, which means sacred thread ceremony, second time from Srimad Swami Gambhiranji Maharaj. You might have seen Gambhiranji Maharaj translated many books. He was such a great scholar, such a great monk, and such a simple way of life he had, even when he was president. Now, this mantra is actually addressed to sun, and this is also to Savita. It's just chance that I got all these mantras in the name of Savita. So one of my brother monks, brahmachari, was in white dress. He asked, "Can I think of Sri Ramakrishna, who is our Easter, while chanting this mantra?" And Maharaj, that means President Maharaj, he didn't say yes, no. He said, if you believe, mind my words, this will explain the whole thing. If you believe that this mantra represents Sri Ramakrishna, yes, indeed, you can meditate on Sri Ramakrishna while chanting this. And yet, when you meditate on Gayatri mantra, you are supposed to meditate on Gayatri, the goddess. But we will explain Gayatri goddess. There is nothing called Gayatri goddess. But anyway, that helps you in meditation or pray to the sun. You might have seen many Hindus, after their bath, they pour water, chant Gayatri mantra facing the sun. And you all should do it. Just memorize this mantra and start it from tomorrow. It will do you good. So, see, four different things I told you about Gayatri mantra. You know what happens that these are the small things. I was first initiated in Gayatri Mantra way back in 1971. I still remember the exact place, moment, and the scene when the Acharya who had given me Gayatri Mantra had explained this idea of Om in the beginning and the end. Amazing. Now, this is not only about Gayatri Mantra, it's about every Vedic mantra. It is so important. The Vedas are so important. Every sentence in Ved is sacred, can be realized by anyone. Each of these prayers is addressed to some god. That is for meditation, personalized form. However, you can meditate on any god. For example, this Gayatri mantra is towards sun god or Savita. But you can meditate of Lord Shiva if Shiva is your wrist and pray. Now in Rig Veda, the first four, that means Om, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, these do not come. So in the Veda it is Tat Savidur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. This is in Gayatri meter, Chanda meter. Those of you who have some idea about meter, you will know Gayatri meter. And this mantra with time became so famous, it came to be known as Gayatri mantra. Not only Gayatri mantra, it became an adjective. In fact, I keep telling my students, you have a name, make that name an adjective. For example, you people may not agree with Gandhiji's principles, but Gandhi has become an adjective synonymous with non-violence. Lord Buddha is synonymous with meditation. It's not that only Buddha did meditation, but somehow it becomes synonymous. Meditating Buddha. Go. Be big. Be great. Sometimes I bless my students. Go. May your name become an adjective. So Gayatri became kind of an adjective. And today we have Paramhamsa Gayatri, Sannyas, lots of Gayatri are there. There is also Saraswati Gayatri like that. After Vyasa organized the Vedas. The poets that came after him, they never composed any poetry in the meters that are popular in the Ved. So, although there is no prohibition on that, Gayatri meter, Chanda, was not used after that. But we have, like, as I mentioned, Paramahansa Gayatri, Saraswati Gayatri, etc., in that Chanda. To make it a mantra, there is that Vedic idea, spiritual truth. You add Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha and Om to make it complete. And to make the mantra fully complete, Om is added in the end too. It says that Om protects this spiritual truth. Now, how it came, why it came, I have no idea. But generally, Om is added to a spiritual idea to make it a mantra. Gayatri mantra is the only mantra which I know in which Om is added both in the beginning and the end. So Gayatri is not really a goddess. Gayatri is a meter, and because of its popularity and universality, this is known as Gayatri mantra. I have sent the paper. Paper is already available on that Google sheet that you have. You should read it. Their meaning is given, and word for word translation is also given. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. These are the three worlds. Bhu is the gross world in which we live. Bhuva is the intermediate space, and Swa is the heavens, Swarga. In between is Bhuva. So when you die, when people die, where do they go? If they have performed extremely noble acts, which is very rare, they go to Swaha, they go to some high heaven, and if they are lucky, they may even go to Brahmalok, they can go to some great lok where the great gods reside. Otherwise, generally, people stay in the mid regions, Swaha. And depending on what kind of life they have led, from our count 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, the soul comes back, takes up a new body, moves on, the same kind of journey. Nothing changes in this world. So this is these three worlds, they are added to make the ideas more clear. Says Tat Savitur Varenyam. Savitu, Savitu means effulgent. That is the god of this mantra. Tat. Tat is a Sanskrit word. It's a pronoun which is indicative of all that is there. That means the universality of complete universality. Nothing has to be left out. Whatever is there in this world, Tat. Varenyam is a very interesting word. Varenyam means worthy of worship. A young person may tell a young lady, my everything is for you. I'm fully for you. But even that person, if comes from religious background, nowadays, of course, most people are God knows what. He knows that God is greater than this lady. If you ask any Muslim, because they're really staunch, they may lay down their life for their country. They may lay down life for their love, but they know that Allah is supreme. Varenyam, worthy of worship. Only God is worthy of worship, no one else. In the David Copperfield, Charles Dickens, there's one character who says, I worship the land on which she walks. In literature, it may sound great, but in reality, only God is worthy of worship. Nowadays, in India, we very often hear this Muslims telling that, oh, we don't accept anyone else. We don't bow our head in front of anyone. These are rhetoric. I don't mean to criticize anybody. We all know that only God is worthy of worship. So what? God has become everything. Why can't we worship our motherland? Nothing wrong with it. These are just rhetoric and political tools for gaining power. There's more of politics in all this than true devotion. Bhargo Devasya. There are two words, Bharga and Devasya. Devasya means the Lord of. Bharga. Bharga is a very interesting word. Bharga can mean grains, and it can mean light. It can also mean enlightenment. A common man may use this mantra for gaining wealth because Bharga also means grain. Grain means wealth. Usually, when people worship, when people pray, I just described how after bath, you take little water and pour it in the name of sun and you recite this. The idea is that, O Lord, O Sun God, you are the remover of all sins. Since yesterday, whatever sin I might have committed, physically, verbally, mentally, may that sin be removed. And for a spiritual aspirant, it is, O Lord, the darkness of ignorance be dispelled from my mind. So this prayer can be done for three different purposes. And it's universal. Gayatri Mantra is a very, 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 even today, see, millions of Hindus chant it every day. And I request you personally to chant daily. After bath, take water in some pot, pour it in the name of sun, facing the sun. Even if you cannot see the sun, just pour it and chant this mantra. Dhimahi. Dhimahi is We meditate. Now, this is again crucial. It's not only praying, it's meditating. Because as my Guru, Sannyas Guru, Swami Bhuteshanji Maharaj told, have you realized this mantra? Realization can come only through meditation. It doesn't come through prayer. No prayer can ever enlighten you. Every enlightenment comes through meditation. So धीमहि, what? Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. May he enlighten our mind. How will the sin go away? It's not that God comes with a broomstick and cleans your sins. How will your ignorance be washed away? Through a powerful mind. Essentially, this prayer is for an extremely powerful mind. When you have powerful mind, you can gain wealth. When you have powerful mind, you can get rid of sin. And when you have a powerful mind, you can get rid of ignorance, that is avidya, maya too. This mantra can lead you to worldly prosperity, nobility of character, and spiritual enlightenment. It actually does. That's why I gave you the background, my personal stories, to impress the idea how powerful this Gayatri mantra is. So, as far Om is concerned, Om we have explained earlier, Om represents everything that is there in the universe, because every object has a name, has a word for it, and every word is confined within A, U, Ma. A is produced from the throat, U rolls, Ma is from the lips. Om is the matrix of all sound. When you say Om, like when you say H in chemistry, it's hydrogen. The moment H is said, you know everything. Oh, H, this is how it's produced. This is what its physical properties, chemical property, uses, etc. Just like that, when you say Om, covers the whole of the manifested universe. And the silence that follows Ma is the impersonal aspect of God. So Om represents the visible manifestation of God, which is this universe, cosmic form of God. It also represents the impersonal aspect of God. So God Himself protects this mantra when you have Om in the beginning and Om in the end. Well, so these are the 3-4 mantras that I wanted to discuss today, and I hope I have made these mantras absolutely clear to you. And I'll suggest that you memorize these mantras. They are very simple. And chant, recite, meditate. What else can I say? The next talk will be a continuation of some other mantras, nice mantras and some prayers. Thank you so much. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Any comments, anything, just for a minute, just to check, or some comment through words, through message,
Maharaj,
which you want.
Maharaj Pranam, Sudeep Bhattacharya here. I just have one question. Sometimes I look at this mantra on the net and in the books to find out what they are. Surprisingly, when we learned that Gayatri mantra should be Om, starting with Om and ending with Om. But recently, as I was finding that books do not write that Om at the end. Also in the net, they do not write. Even in Ved Vyam, the
Look here,
last
I
Om is
cannot go
added.
on, Sudeep Babu, I cannot go
Yeah.
on talking about which person is telling what, okay?
No,
Trust
no,
me.
no. What? Oh, I know that is what we had memorized by heart. But I don't know why they don't write. Somehow.
Just a second.
That is the second.
No, in right, because it's a mantra. Why should it be written? Mantra should not be given. Mantra should not be spoken to anyone who is not being initiated. How can it be written? This is a mantra that goes from guru to disciple. It cannot be written in a book. Even I will never write it. In Ved Vyangam, it's not there. It's a mantra which can be given during sacred thread ceremony by the guru to the disciple. That it is being written, that itself is big. Is that clear?
Okay.
You mean
Right.
to say why?
I don't have any, no, I don't have any problem whether it is Om is written or not. It was a comment that I find it is not written. That is
No, it
sufficient.
should not be written. I'm stressing it should not be written. Because this is a mantra, this can come only through a guru. I, being your guru, I'm telling here. But this
Okay,
cannot be written.
understood.
No, mantras must not be written. It's prohibited. For example, a mantra that you might have got from the Ramakrishna mission cannot be written down. Your guru must have told not to write it down anywhere. Did your guru say not to write down this mantra? He must have
It
told you.
cannot be divulged in any way. So there is no
Divulge.
question of
Just
writing.
like that, Gayatri mantra cannot be divulged like that. I am taking your class, I am explaining, so I am telling you that Om is added in the beginning and the end. It cannot be written in the book. No. It's a sacrilege. Any other question?
Maharaj, can I put a silly question? Am I allowed to ask a question?
Okay, we are getting late. I've got another class just now, so please be quick.
Okay,
Dr. Kumar.
I read in a place where Gayatri, because Brahma was conducting some yajna
See,
where
I'm not interested. These are all mythologies. And don't
all
bring in
mythology.
mythology while discussing Ved.
Okay,
Okay?
okay then.
Brahma is
Yes.
not even there in the Ved, so don't you worry. See, look here.
Okay.
I'm repeatedly telling you that you have been listening to hundreds of people. You have been reading hundreds of books. So naturally, your mind will be confused. When you are listening to these talks, we are presenting things in an organized way, in a patterned way. Please do not bring in what you have learned at other places. It will only create confusion in your mind. Just know that what I'm giving you is hardcore truth. How to know it? Well, simply because you have accepted me as your teacher. No other reason. Anything else? Thank you so much. We meet next Friday again. Thank you.